Hi everyone, I've got the new Lamson Guru E, so the European Nymphing reel out of the Lamson collection. So this is new for 2025. It's hitting the shelves in your local retailers now. So pretty cool reel actually. It's something we've really wanted in the lineup, and it's gonna go really well. So I'll show you through it. So it looks really similar to the current Lamson Guru, so really similar visuals in the porting, but some significant changes. So Guru E, they call this a 3+ size. So it's actually a larger diameter, outside diameter, than the regular 5+ Guru. Similar actually to a 7+ Guru size, but the difference is it's much narrower, so much slimmer, and I will walk you through that pretty soon. The other thing is it's fully caged, so I will show you. It has a cage all the way around the reel, so that's pretty neat. So here's the idea: is when you're European nymphing, you could either be using straight monofilament line or a thin European style nymphing line, like the Airflo SLN line. And so those thin lines, actually on a lower diameter reel, they don't kind of bunch on each other, and it's much easier to lay the line out on a narrow spool like this. The other thing is those thin lines can drop behind the cage or the spool on a reel and get into the drag mechanism. So this fully caged design prevents the line popping out and into the drag mechanism. So fully caged, as we said, and then narrower. And of course, the other part is where I started, is that it is much larger arbor, so obviously that gives you really nice pickup when you're retrieving the line, so nice and quick to pick the line up. And then another really nice part of it is same drag system as you've got in the rest of the Lamson freshwater reel, so it's that sealed drag system, this gland cap here, which is this little star-shaped cap here on the inside, that's called the gland cap. So that seals the drag, and then inside there you've got that Lamson conical drag, which is a really, really great high surface area drag, which is super, super smooth. So great for these European nymphing reels, because often guys are fishing very, very light tippets on these. So those light tippets require a really nice sensitive drag, which is very smooth. I think one thing which is a real benefit of having this larger arbor design, that will help with startup inertia as well. So if you imagine, if you've got a good analogy is a bike wheel. If you grab the inside of the bike wheel and try and spin it, it's difficult, but you grab the outside and try and spin it, it's really easy to spin. So really similar on the concept on a large arbor reel. If you've got a very large arbor, then it's a lot easier to get that spool moving. Another thing which is quite key to startup inertias on drags is how light the spool is. So just the same as the other Lamson reels, is if you take the spool off and feel how light it is, they're incredibly light. So that will help with startup inertia, because of course you don't need a lot of pressure to start a light spool spinning. If the spool was very heavy, then it would take a lot more pressure to get it going. So that's the drag. Inside is something a little bit different, which you won't see on any other reels, and it's these little weights. So what you do is you release the gland cap, so you unscrew that. If you need your t-shirt to get it going, you might need that, but it's these little cylinders. So these are actually weights. So inside the reel box, you'll get this little canister. Looks like a pill box, but it's not. And inside it you get 3 stainless steel weights. So you've got a 1 ounce, a 1.5 ounce, and then the lighter is this 1/2 ounce. And so the idea is to balance the weight of your rod. You can change these cylinders out, so they just slide straight on top of the drag cylinder. You pop the gland cap back on, screw that on, pop your spool back on, and you've changed that weight or the balance of your reel. So I think really where this is great is if you are building up a reasonable set of different European nymphing rods, you might have a longer rod like a 10.5 or 11 foot rod, then that might need a little bit more weight. If you've got some of the shorter rods like a 9.5 foot rod, then that may only need the lightest or no weight at all just to balance it. So pretty neat. So again, that just kind of helps create the balance within the rod. It obviously brings the so the longer rods can be a little bit to hold the tip up, and so what this does is brings the balance back into your hand, so you can control that rod tip really nicely. So pretty neat reel. So a really kind of cool looking grey colour, so stealthy enough and really nice. Remember I talked about that full frame, really nice large arbor, a great drag system. You'll notice that the drag has micro adjustments, so you can actually hear it click. So very easy just to make a single click change in that drag, and you won't lose track, lose where you are in the settings. So a very nice update. So that is Lamson Guru E, or European Nymphing Reel from Lamson.